You guys, just recently we had additional information added to the mystery of who ended up stealing the World Finals trophy. A very enjoyable story to follow if you ask me, and now today we were just updated with additional information, a video posted to the Brawl Stars esports social media as well as their YouTube channel. We don't really know where this story is leading us at this point, some people theorizing that it might be pointing us in a direction of an update, other people saying that it might be branching off into new lore here in the Brawl Stars universe, which we can all really get behind. Whatever it is, I'm down for the ride, and hopefully you guys are as well. Hopefully you're all excited for the missing trophy update. Let's get straight away into it. Here we go! So of course everyone, if you've been enjoying the developments with this missing trophy story and you want to see the end of it, your boy is going to be covering it once we know any additional information. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll keep you guys in a loop on this and make other videos. You guys already know the deal every single day, baby. But with all of that out of the way, we are beginning today's video off over here on the official Brawl Stars esports Twitter page, outlining a tweet that came out 1 hour ago. Where's that trophy though? Someone tell me. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, whenever an animation or something like that comes out that's Brawl Stars related, I always get incredibly hyped, whether or not this is down the same line of like update content or if it's merely a kind of publicity thing for the esports channel. We're not quite sure, but in the tweet we were given this very interesting animation that first aired during the most recent tournament over on the Brawl Stars esports channel. Now, before we dive headfirst into the newest video, I first want to go over the other two videos that came out quite some time ago, just to refresh your memory, since it has been quite some time since we've had any developments or anyone really talked about this story. So the very first video that came out was March of 22nd, at least on the Brawl Stars social medias, but as you can see, there were a bunch of different doors. I believe there were 8 different doors protecting the final room, which was the room that was holding the World Finals trophy. On these doors we had different really interesting things. My favorite one was the graffiti door with WKBRL insignias on it, but then we get to the final one with the missing trophy and the sirens going, saying please stand by, we have an emergency. The World Finals Championship Challenge trophy was stolen. Only a few weeks later, the second video was dropped on April 5th, and if you ask me, this one was my favorite. It is such a short video but jam-packed with a ton of information, but basically there's a robot who is scanning all the information coming from the room itself for interesting evidence that might be giving away the perpetrator. We had 4 different scenes that popped up along with really interesting spewed or Star Park related details amongst it, and we will be bringing back up evidence from this second one once we dive into the third video. But I love this one. It's so dang in depth and really got my heart pumping, right? It was really fun to cover. But then that brings us to this one, giving us even more interesting information as to who might have stolen this trophy, which we will be getting into towards the end of this video today. But first things first, I want to make sure you guys have all seen it so we're on the same page moving forward in today's video. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Okay, seriously, that bandage in the vault was not mine. Also, I was at a party that night. Everyone was there, they can tell you. Frank was the DJ for the night. And Nina and Leon were like stealing snacks or something. Mortis set up a game room in the back. But honestly, I spent most of the party with Pogo. It was so great. So there's like no way I could have stolen the trophy. Maybe you should ask someone who wasn't at the party that night. Okay, thanks, bye.
Alright, so as you all heard in the video, the narrator that we had throughout it was Ems, and she basically was going over what was going down at the party, who was present at the party, and going over a few interesting tidbits, saying like that bandage was not mine in the vault, which we will be showing off here in a minute, as well as she was defending the innocence of the people that were present at the party, saying that no one there could have stolen from the vault, specifically the World Finals trophy, which is really interesting. But next, getting straight away into some of the more notable things to take away from the animation itself. The very first one that I wanted to point out and had a lot of eyes drifting towards it once the animation came out was this symbol on a book called How to be evil. Now, this symbol should be familiar from the second animation that came out about the stolen trophy, and that is this slip. A lot of people first thought that it was some sort of a tie or something like that, but a really interesting note that someone pointed out to me, the very first thing that his mind gravitated towards was this headpiece on Virus 8-Bit. Seeing that Virus 8-Bit and 8-Bit in general has been a very hot topic around theory crafting here in the community, and seeing that he's one of the more evil characters we have in Brawl Stars, it would make a lot of sense seeing that the book has how to be evil on it. So we can assume this symbol has something to do with evil, and it would make sense seeing that whoever left this slip, almost as if they're saying that I stole this, wanted to leave that impression, meaning that they might be an evil person in the Brawl Stars community. And another important note is that 8-Bit was not present amongst the other party goers in the animations, so he could be a suspect for sure. So moving along to the next really interesting point, as you guys heard from the animation, Ems was defending herself, saying that the bandage found within the vault couldn't have been hers because she was at the party the whole time, and I am pretty dang trusting of that. I don't think there would be crazy loopholes in this story. I think what we really need to take away from the animation is that people from the party were innocent. The moment you get any deeper in that, it's just you're taking it a little bit too far, I think. So the bandage must belong to someone else here in the Brawl universe, or planted there to make Ems seem suspicious, right? Next up, people pointed out trophies popping up in the animation itself. This one in the background, though, I think it might be a little bit too obvious, and here as well. And this one in particular was really interesting. So in that point of the animation, the room seemed to have a vibe for the undead brawlers that we have in the game. So Ems, Frank, Mortis, the pictures kind of justify that claim. There's a lot of undead brawlers going on here. The Mortis's mortuary family in this room, even a bat is framed. And then there's a really weird one out of the group, and that's Carl in the top right hand corner holding a trophy. So once again, this does seem a little bit too good to be true, a little bit too obvious. We can't just chalk up that Carl was the one who stole the trophy, though once again, we might be wrong about that, since that looks a lot like the World Finals trophy. As you can see, it's basically identical. Now, to support that Carl might have been the person who ended up stealing the trophy, there was a hole in one of the evidences from the second animation that came out that I failed to even bring up in that breakdown video, which would suggest that someone had to have had the technology to burrow through the wall, which, if you guys didn't know, Carl has a pickaxe. It makes a little bit of sense. And even more evidence that might be supporting this, as you guys know, we had this black stuff that was showing footprints in that animation. It could have been black nail polish. There was a list of things. One sec. Black nail polish, grime, grease, or oil. So a lot of people really thought that it was Edgar right off the get-go, because it was kind of the weird one out, right? The nail polish. There's only one brawler in the game that has black nail polish, and that is Edgar. And the only other explanation to the other three here could have been a robotic brawler, which Carl is indeed a robot brawler. So hey, if that is indeed the case, it's one of the easier mysteries that we've had to crack here inside the Brawl Stars community. Another thing that could very well be a possibility is that Carl is being framed for this, right? Who would take a photo of themselves with the stolen trophy and frame it for everyone to see? It just really doesn't make sense. But moving along to the next really interesting point from this animation, as you can see, we have a note popping up in the room where Brock and Max are playing. Have fun tonight, JX. So JX is an initial. To who that is, I'm not quite sure, but it does kind of fit the story that's being told by Ems in the background. Basically, she's saying that the people at the party couldn't have stolen the trophy, which this would be a really cool plot line, saying that this person said have a good night, suggesting that they were there but then left, maybe to go steal the trophy. So whoever JX is, they seem suspicious. And then finally, to wrap things up here, pointed out very well by Dandy Stuff over here on Discord, saying if what Ems said is true, then the people at the party couldn't have stolen it, which leaves Shelly, Bull, Jesse, Mike, Bo, Tick, 8-Bit, Stu, Primo, Rosa, Daryl, Penny, Carl, Jackie, Pam, B, Nani, Edgar, Tara, Jean, Mr. P, Byron, Spike, Crow, Sandy, Amber, Gale, Serge, Colette, Lou, Ruffs, and Belle. That is a mouthful. He then goes on in saying, but Jesse, Mike, Bo, Tick, 8-Bit, Rosa, Carl, Pam, B, Nani, Edgar, Spike, Sandy, Amber, Gale, Ruffs don't seem like the kind that would steal something / be interested enough / have the equipment to do this / be capable to do this. So with Dandy's 2 cents, he suspects Shelly, Bull, Stu, Primo, Daryl, Penny, Jackie, Tara, Jean, Mr. P, Byron, Crow, Serge, Colette, Lou, or Belle to be the people who stole the trophy. My gosh, that was a huge mouthful. There really weren't that many brawlers here at the party, leaving so many other people kind of suspicious, or they could have been able to steal the trophy at that given time based on what Ems said. So with all this being said, things are still a little bit up in the air on who ended up stealing this trophy, though we are kind of trimming it down, physically trimming it down if we go by the words of what Ems ended up saying in this animation, which, not gonna lie, none of them were really suspicious in the first place. A lot of people are still thinking that it was Belle, the person who ended up stealing it, as well as maybe just a member of the Golden Arm gang. I theorized that it was Edgar because of the black nail polish in our breakdown video of the second animation, but it's still kind of up in the air. So the main question is, with all of this stuff coming out, what is this leading into? What is the importance of this? And you know what? We don't know quite yet. That's what makes it really, really interesting in my eyes. Typically from the Brawl Stars esports side of things, we get news and details related to the esports, not necessarily Brawl Stars lore developments or update developments that often, but just recently we've been getting some of that Easter egg fun stuff from the Brawl Stars esports channel. So I'm hoping that this kind of blossoms into a really, really interesting lore development in Brawl Stars, whether it's Star Park or WKBRL, anything like that, or maybe even giving us a new update theme. But again, we'll just have to wait and see for the next update, or if new theories come around the corner regarding the stolen trophy. As always, be sure to let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking about this current mystery. Do you still think it's Belle or someone in the Golden Arm game, or has this third animation changed your perspective in some way that I haven't caught on to? Always really interested in what you guys have to say. But yeah, everyone, that's just about it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to slap a like on it. I'd really, really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, everyone.